The truth is, everything that we make doesn't come out perfect or exactly how we want it. And as long as I'm learning, I'm resigned to be okay with that. Hi, I'm Christine, and I want to talk about Me Made May, what I've learned so far. A recent blouse that I made, which isn't for me. I had a little struggle with it that was all about emotions and what was happening at the time. And I want to give you a tip on what to do with a collar if you either don't have the right interfacing, or if, like me, you're using an interfacing and it's not behaving. I also want to show you some things that came in the mail, and let's start with the blouse. So if you follow me, you'll know that I was looking at making the Patina Blouse or the Sudley Blouse. And I decided to start off with the Sudley Blouse by Megan Nielsen. I've had this pattern for a couple of years now, at least a full year, and I've not sewn it up, and I was determined I was going to make the blouse. I thought that it would work well with some things I'm trying to match. I have some rayon. Let me get the blouse to show you. I have this rayon challis in my stash. I bought this challis with the intention of using it for wearable muslins. It is from Minerva. It's their core range rayon challis. It's light. It is of a nice quality. It feels nice on the hand. It is, I wouldn't say sheer, but it's not as opaque as a heavier weight rayon challis. So I thought this would be a good one to try out the Sudley blouse. Now, I have made the river curve dress, so I've made with the Megan Nielsen curve range block. I love the river curve dress. I did find that I needed to size down. I think that might be part of my problem, but not all of my problem with this blouse. So the first problem I ran into was the collar, and I wanted to give you a collar tip. For this blouse, it's a Peter Pan style collar. You have an under collar and a main collar. So you need 4 pieces total, and you interface it. And this is where I ran into some issues. I have used this interfacing many times before and on other collars, but on this very drapey, see the movement in this fabric, it was moving around a lot. And let me give you a close-up. I can kind of pull it and straighten it out. So I was doing a lot of fussing with it. One of these, I pretty much, this one, I did a lot of fussing and ironing, and I got that interfacing to be okay on it. And the other one, this one, I kept working at it, and it looked a hot mess. And I knew that I was going to be ironing this blouse every time before I wore it, as soon as it came out of the wash. And I did not want to have a major struggle with my collar. So what I did is I dropped back to some of my heirloom sewing techniques. A lot of the children's patterns that I've used for toddlers and babies have little Peter Pan collars. So instead of interfacing them, you cut out 3 pieces of the collar. And one of those becomes like the interfacing, and you just sew it together just as if you were using sew-on interfacing. And that's what I did here. So on this collar, that's 3 layers of this rayon challis making up the collar. And I think it works beautifully. You still get a nice drape, but it holds the structure of the collar. Make sure I'm getting it in the shot. So that was a win. Now, I will say, if you do this, especially on a drapey fabric like this, I would baste this edge close before you attach it. I wish I had done that the first time I went to attach it, because it moves. I mean, it's a very lightweight rayon challis. I didn't catch all of the fabric in the first go round, so I did unpick it. I basted it together, and then it went in easy peasy. So there was a little bit of drama with this very simple blouse, and it just goes to show that when you've got a little bit of anxiety or drama going, you don't need to be sewing, or at least I don't. I'm not the greatest multitasker, and yes, sewing helps me escape and gives me relief, but when you're all wound up like I was last Thursday, I have no business trying to sew. So what happened was we had a leak. Our bathroom is being remodeled. That's part of why I'm filming early this morning, is I don't want to be trying to film while we've got contractors in the house. As comfortable as I am with having them here for 3 weeks, I would feel really silly talking to a camera while they're here. So what happened was we had a leak in the shower where our bathroom's being remodeled, and the water was coming down through the walls, and I was just outdone. It really made me anxious because I thought, oh my gosh, what if the leak is coming from inside the wall and all that beautiful tile work has to be broken out and the board, and we have to go through this whole process again. I'm ready for this project to be over. The good news is we didn't have to do it, but when I was sewing this blouse, I was more than a little bit agitated, and at one point I was Zooming with my sew sisters. I just had to call it quits because I couldn't think, I couldn't process. And Marty asked me, Christine, why are you struggling with that simple blouse? And that's the reason why. So back to the blouse. I finished this off yesterday when I was in a good frame of mind, and I don't like the fit. I'm going to insert a photo, and it's going to look a little odd because the long mirror in my sewing room is at an angle and everything looks a little bit distorted. But it's not right for me. It's too big by, I think, 2.5 inches on the shoulder, and the bust area. I don't think a blouse without bust darts is for me. I really think I need those bust darts, and right now I just don't have the headspace for inserting darts and doing a full bust adjustment on this and making all the changes I would need to make this work for me. This would need a lot of reworking, and there's not enough fabric in this muslin for me to revise it and make it work. The shoulders, I could bring those in, but there's not enough fabric through the front of the blouse in order to do the darts and a full bust adjustment. So this is going into the fabric scrap bin. It can become a pocket lining, a waistband lining. It'll have a new life. Now let me show you what I got in the mail. I am a Minerva brand ambassador, so each month I get to choose from fabrics, and there's a lot of choice. And this month I got 3 fabrics, 2 for one project, 1 for multiple projects, and let me tell you about it. Now, there's no obligation for me to talk about my Minerva brand ambassador on my channel, but since I'm getting fabric and I'm making, I want to share it with you. This month, I chose 2 cotton spandex jerseys. I love the one I got last month, and I want to make Charlie the Old Coast raglan tee. I really want to try out the Friday Pattern Company block for him and see how it works for him, and if it's a good fit for him and doesn't need a lot of adjustment, I will be hoping that they make more men's patterns. So I've got these 2 fabrics. This is the cotton lycra core range of Minerva. This one in a very light green, kind of an olivey green, is their natural color. And this, I think, is khaki. I will put all the information down below. And I thought this would make a great raglan. So I'm thinking of using this for the body of the tee and this for the sleeves. And I think it's going to be really nice. I think he'll enjoy it. And this will be a soon project. Charlie's really been enjoying the Kai t-shirts I made him, and I want to thank everybody who responded to my community post with some tips. I was not liking how the neckband came out in the first version. My second version did come out better, and I plan on making him a third, and I'm going to be deploying all the tips and hints that I got from y'all, and I thank you. Now, I have put in loads of neckbands, and most of the time they come out perfectly. Not on this one. This is not a stellar example of my neckband insertion. This is the Union Street Tee by Hey June, and to be fair to Hey June, they specifically say cotton jersey is not recommended, and I used cotton jersey. This is my second version of the Hey June Union Street Tee, and it's probably my least favorite. The first version I made, I did in a rib knit, and it came out really well. I loved it. I thought this is the most fantastic tee I have ever worn. Now, to be fair to Hey June, they specifically say cotton jersey is not recommended. Now, I know Lynn Gates has made many. She let me know in a recent post. So Lynn, if you're watching, do you use cotton jersey, and have you found a good solution for how to get this neckband to go in nice and neat? I ran into an issue on my recent make where it has like a little starburst effect around the neckband. I shortened the neckband because this one is too big, and you see how it kind of flops and doesn't hold its structure. So let me know, Lynn, if you've been able to successfully make it. I think I'm going to give the pattern a rest for a little bit, because these are the things I found in Me Made May. When I wanted to wear something Me Made on May 1st, I had a lot of chores to do, and I thought I'm just going to wear a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. I was going to be home all day with our bathroom renovation going on, and I didn't want to reach for this shirt. All my other Me Made t-shirts were in the wash. They're currently being washed right now. And so I thought, well, let me put this on. This will be good. It'll tell me something about it. When I put it on, I was like, oh, not as bad as I thought. I wanted to reach for my favorite Eddie Bauer t-shirt, and I thought, nope, Me Made May. I need to see what and why and discover all about what I'm wearing. And I did journal about how I felt when I put this shirt on. I journaled that I wanted to wear something else when I knew this was an option. I know that part of the reason is this neckline, but that wasn't the only thing. So let me talk about the neckline first. I do not like this neckline. It was a little big. I had thought with some pressing and some top stitching that it was going to work out, and it didn't. It's still a little floppy, or I should say it did when I gave it a good steam and I thought it was okay and done with it. But then after washing it, it was like, nope. And I am not going to steam iron the neckband of a t-shirt every time I wear it. Now this is lovely and soft, but a couple of things about this is when you stretch it, it does go white. It doesn't have the greatest recovery. And it means that it is a comfortable fit. It's lovely on the body, but it doesn't look as fantastic as my ready-to-wear t-shirt. I also made note in my journal, I don't wear many t-shirts. I typically don't wear a t-shirt unless I am what I call super duper casual. Casual, I like to wear a blouse or a shirt, something that looks a little nice. If I'm being what I call super duper casual, like today, where I'm going to be home all day with a contractor, they're doing the last little finishes on the bathroom, and I'm going to be putting everything back in the bathroom. Well, maybe not everything. I'll be doing some editing, but I'm going to be putting things in the bathroom. We have guests coming tonight We have house guests coming, 6 people, so I got a lot of work to do today. I have enough t-shirts. I don't need to be making more. I don't love to wear a t-shirt with a skirt or pants. That's not really my jam. I would rather wear a top, a cute casual top, something like this yellow top or the Friday Pattern Company square neck top. I'd much rather wear something like that on a casual basis and keep the t-shirts for super duper casual. So Charlie is going to get the coastal raglan. My other fabric from Minerva is I got some light loop back French terry in this grass colorway. I really was curious about what was grass gonna look like. I was wondering if it was gonna be a really bright green, like a new spring leaf, you know, that kind of bright yellowy green, or was it gonna be just green, which is what I would call this. I would call this just a solid green, not a forest green, not a spruce green. I just think of this as green. And that's Andrew, my youngest son's favorite color. And I wanted to see what the light loop back French terry is like. And the main difference is in the loops. I feel like the weight of the fabric is very similar to a medium loop back. So this is going to become a pair of Hudson joggers for Andrew. I was gifted 2.5 meters. It'll take roughly 2 to get Andrew's out, and I will have enough left over of the scraps and piecing to get a pair of joggers for baby girl, and I think I'll get a sweatshirt for her. So that will be a soon make. So those are my Minerva fabrics. I couldn't resist. I purchased the new Tilly and the Buttons mini makes. When I first saw this was coming out, I thought, I don't need the book. I have loads of children's patterns. I have loads that are similar or would serve the same purpose, but I couldn't resist for a couple of reasons. There are 2 patterns in here that I really wanted, and then there's some helpful tips. Let me show you some things. So the primary reason I wanted this book was this little mini sunny jacket. I think it is so cute. I have 5 grandchildren. I know that I will be making a couple of these. It's a real practical staple. I have sweatshirt patterns, I have t-shirt patterns, I have pajama patterns, but the other thing that swayed me was there's a mini version, looking for it here, of the indigo dress, made as a dress or a top, and I just think it looks adorable. And with 2 granddaughters, I can see making multiple versions of this. Let me show you another photo. I love the version, here it is on the cover with the little flounces. You can put tucks in. I really think it's gonna be cute. The other thing that put me over the edge is I'm teaching my 8-year-old grandson, he's the oldest, how to sew, and he's doing really, really well. And I thought he would really enjoy going through this book with me, making things for him, and he wants to make some things for his sister. And I thought this would be great because it's beginner friendly and we could read through it together. And there are all kinds of tips for new to sewing. There's a great tip in here on how to make an adjustable waistband. I will definitely be using that in some of my makes. So really looking forward to going through this with my grandson. I could not resist. On Amazon, it was $29. And I think it's gonna be worth every penny. As to life, I'll be so excited when the bathroom is finished. The contractors have been great to work with. The bathroom looks fantastic. And I will show you when it's 100% done. I love it. So I'm happy we did it, but I will be happy to get my house back. We're having a big family weekend. My nephew Timothy is having his first baby this summer with his wife Casey. And so the baby shower's this weekend, and we're gonna have 6 people here for the weekend. Hence my early morning filming with wet hair. I just wanted to show you what I got for a baby gift. So this is a tailor romper that I made. I think I've shown it already before. I love it. I love linen. I'm very excited to give this to them. They also asked in lieu of cards for books to help build the library. That's very common here in the US. And so I've got this great book that I think will be really fun for us to read to the baby. Charlie has reminded me multiple times that I need to put a note in my gift saying that the 2 of us are available for babysitting. And he said, make them some coupons for babysitting. We do love the babies. So in addition to these, I got one of those big giant boxes of diapers. And what else? I think if I have time, I'm gonna whip up a wet bag. It all depends on how much time it takes me to set the bathroom back to rights. And maybe I might be able to squeeze a little time out Saturday morning. They only take about 10 or 15 minutes to make. And I love to give it as the gift bag for my gift when I go to baby showers. So we'll see if I get that done. I will see you soon with my April Makes video. Bye.